Hey there, my name is Rohit Kumar, and today we are going to discuss another important topic, which is sentimental. So everyone has sentiments. It's quite obvious because we are human beings, and not only human, even the animals have sentiments. But they don't have the ability to express it. But many times we do have, in the form of words, in the form of speeches, etc., etc. But sentiments could have been recognized from the facial gestures, etc. So why not to have a kind of mechanism which could effectively analyze the kind of sentiments and then conclude that what sort of scenario is there in a particular picture, in a particular video, etc. So here we are going to talk about sentiment analysis. So let me first put forward the definition that what sentiment analysis is all about. So it is nothing but an approach to NLP, the natural language processing, which identifies the emotional tone behind the body of text. So usually they are talking about the body of text, so they are talking with respect to text, but not only this. If you are talking about images, then you can have the sentiment analysis out of images, out of videos, or something, and certain type of different contexts. So all these things are part of sentiment analysis, which is in particular again a part of NLP, which is natural language processing, a huge domain. Now coming to the specific detailing, so I will recommend you to go through this particular work, which is a kind of survey on sentiment analysis algorithms and applications. So you will find a lot of tools and techniques, and as well as the application areas with respect to sentiment analysis. This is a widely popular work, and they specifically have focused on the semantic analysis from applications as well as the algorithms point of view. They justify that sentiment analysis is a kind of booming field, and in this field there are a lot of different opinion sentiments and the subjectivity of text. The work tackles a comprehensive overview of the last update in the field, means with respect to the specific time. Every work claims that they have done the kind of state of the art survey. And in a particular survey, when you are writing a survey, it becomes very important to take almost all the readings in your work. Many times it's not possible, so at least take the recent ones who have published around your work. So it's like this. The main target of this work is to give the nearly full image of sentiment analysis techniques and related fields with the brief details. So if you move on to, then you will find the related things that it's a kind of open access over here. So you can see this work in your browser. Just go to the Science Director and find the article, or you can jump onto the Google Scholar, you will find the article. So the sentimentalist or opinion mining, they have shown the kind of process in this particular diagram. So you can see that it starts with the product reviews and at the sentiment polarity. Because the polarity they have defined with respect to different sentiments. Now coming down, the other thing you have the sentiment classification techniques. So as I told you that multiple techniques are possible, might be the machine learning based or the lexicon based. So depending on again machine learning divided into unsupervised, supervised, etc. So these are the kind of options that you have with respect to the kind of techniques. Then the methodologies they have discussed, a number of different works are there, and moving down, you have the feature selection and sentiment classification, etc., etc. A lot more details are there. So number of different things with respect to sentiments, machine learning algorithms behind the kind of application area, neural networks, etc., etc. Because you are talking about the AI, machine learning, DL. So all these things will come into picture. Now let me talk about a specific thing about sentiment analysis. So, so basically, we will say that the techniques which are related to sentiment analysis can be categorized into uh, different categories. But majorly, as the work showed, that machine learning based and the lexicon based approaches are there. But by a mix of these two domains, there is a third domain which is having the sort of hybrid methods, having the specific or particular properties of the machine learning based approaches and or the lexicon based approaches. Then the deep learning techniques like the robots and T5 are used to train the high performing sentiment classifiers. So deep learning also comes into picture. And in this way, it becomes a kind of NLP plus AI based domain, which is a perfect combination because NLP is going to have so much data that it becomes a hardly possible for a human being to make a specific analysis of sentiments using the human abilities. So there are a number of data sets as well as the models available. So you can jump onto the academic web portals and find the related papers which are related to your research domain, and then means related to your problem statement specifically, and then find the related data sets and the models. Then you can see how they have done the work with them, how you can do some incremental improvement, and then you do the comparative analysis. So let me talk about the data sets. So it includes the Yelp binary classification, IMDb, user and product information, Amazon review full, and the SEM evaluation 2014, then SLU, then you have the TweetEval, then MPQA, then DVRD, then you have FIQA, then there are ASTD, 1B words, etc. Number of data sets are there. Similarly, there are a number of different models, including the ExcelNet. You have the Hudson routing plus robots large, then the BERT large, then you have the EFL, then you have the robot version 2, then the robot cruise sentiment. Means so many different variants of a particular models are also possible, like robot. And you have the Finbert, you have the robot, then you have the neighbors, you have the SVM, RCNN, etc. So number of models are also available, including different libraries. And there are different tasks that you can do with all these models and datasets, including the Twitter sentiment analysis, because a lot of different sentiments in different forms are available. So how to analyze depends on what sort of dataset you are taking, how you are applying the techniques onto it. So if you are having some tweets based data set, so becomes the Twitter sentiment analysis and sort of similar way video or image. So coming to the other things, so if the language is Arabic, for example, so Arabic sentiment analysis comes into Hindi, so Hindi sentiment analysis will come into picture. Then the aspect based sentiment analysis, yes, ABSA is there. Then you have the aspect oriented opinion extraction, because ultimately based on the specific analysis, you are going to extract some of the useful information. Then you have the Vietnamese sentiment analysis, means based on language, etc. Then fine grained, coarse grained means at what depth you are going into the analysis. So all these things come into picture, and just let me tell you that there are n number of papers available. Go on to the web portal like Google Scholar, and you will find a lot of related papers. You will find a lot of important details. So if I tell you then distilled or distilled version of BERT, where the smaller, faster, and cheaper and lighter, that is discussed in a work which is a PyTorch-based implementation in near IPS 2019. Then you have another PyTorch implementation where you are going to have the distributed representation of sentences and documents. Bit old thing, in 2014 it was published. Then you have the ExcelNet, popular model, as I told you. So again, the part of near IPS 2019 TensorFlow based implementation is discussed over there. Okay, so it is a generalized autoregressive pre-training for language understanding. Similarly, there are a number of PyTorch or the kind of TensorFlow implementations are there published in different journals or conferences. Go through them, find your specific niche requirement, and just explore it to be more specific to your problem statement. So that's all from my side. If you didn't like anything, please do comment and criticize the video. It will help me to improve the quality further. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.